On Wednesday, the Second Amendment Foundation, Firearms Policy Coalition, California Rifle and Pistol Association, and the National Rifle Association joined two individual plaintiffs in filing a new Second Amendment lawsuit filed in San Diego County Superior Court challenging the new excise tax, 11%, that California is looking to lead the way on the gun control states on. The new law just went into effect and is known as California Assembly Bill 28, which imposes an 11% excise tax on firearms, firearms precursor parts, and ammunition. And if you live in an anti-gun state, they're already looking at this, salivating. And I know you guys and gals have heard me talk a lot about gold in the show, but silver is a fantastic investment. And many financial experts believe that silver is the best kept secret in investing. It is an industrial metal, so it's in everything from cell phones to batteries, to electronics, solar, electric cars. The list just goes on and on. And just 4 years ago, silver was in a surplus, solar was a tiny source of demand, and AI was non-existent. Well, now silver is in a deficit, solar is huge, and AI is the all-new buzz consuming silver. If you're considering silver or want to learn more, my friends at Lear Capital will help you. 1-800-260-5075 or head over to leargg.com. Check out their new silver shortage report. I've read it, it's great, and I think you should read it as well. Everyone can afford to own some silver. It's about $30 an ounce. And if it goes back to the record highs that some are predicting, you'll be very happy that you bought some. Remember, the dollar is losing value, so talk to Lear about your IRA or your 401k and how you can swap dollars that's losing value with silver that's increasing in value. They specialize in this, so take advantage of the free information with absolutely no pressure to buy. Check them out, 1-800-260-5075 or leargg.com. Thanks to Lear Capital for the support of the channel. All right, so this case is James v. Maduros, and it's asking the court to declare this new 11% excise tax on firearms and ammunition. It says that to say that it violates the Second Amendment and to permanently enjoin the state from enforcing the provisions of AB 28, including the collection of the tax. It also seeks to recover costs, including attorney's fees. Now, for those who might not understand the buying process of firearms or through the manufacturing and distribution, there's already a tax on these. There's already an excise tax on these things. It's either 10 or 11% depending on the firearm. But they want to add, California wants to add another 11% on top of their sales tax that would be charged at the point of purchase. Basically, this is a tax on the poor so that poor folks cannot afford to buy firearms. This is backdoor gun control looking to tax them out of being able to defend themselves. Taxes. We shot people in the face for 2 cents on tea. Well, here is what the groups battling the California commies said. Second Amendment founder and executive vice president Alan Gottlieb said, "We are challenging the constitutionality of the tax, as adopted by Assembly Bill 28. We contend in the lawsuit that this 11% tax is unconstitutional because it literally taxes conduct protected by the Second Amendment. There is no analogous evidence that such a tax was ever applied at the time of the founding era, as required in the 2022 Supreme Court Bruin ruling." Now, my buddy Adam Kraut, who is Second Amendment Foundation's executive director, said, "The power to tax is literally the power to destroy. Assembly Bill 28 gives the state of California the power to destroy the exercise of a right protected by the Constitution by singling it out for special taxation. If allowed to stand, this tax could be expanded, and California could ultimately impose similar excise taxes on other constitutional rights it dislikes. This will not stop with a tax on the right to keep and bear arms." Now, Firearms Policy Coalition President Brandon Combs said this, "California's unconstitutional and immoral gun tax is a modern Jim Crow law that targets people and rights hated by tyrants like Governor Gavin Newsom. Thankfully, the Constitution forbids California's political warfare scheme. FPC and our allies are committed to restoring the right to keep and bear arms in California and throughout the United States." Joining these 2A groups are two private citizens, Joshua Gherkin and Danielle James. The defendant is Nicolas Maduros, the director of the California Department of Tax and Fee Administration, in his official capacity. Now, the plaintiffs are represented by attorneys C.D. Michel, Konstantinos Moros, Tiffany Chevrant, and Joshua Robert Dale over at Michel and Associates in Long Beach, California, as well as David H. Thompson and Peter A. Patterson at Cooper & Kirk in Washington, D.C. Those are some solid attorneys to have on this case. Now, the complaint says, quote, "Here, California effectively seeks the power to destroy the exercise of a constitutional right by singling it out for special taxation. If this tax is permitted, there is nothing stopping California from even imposing a 50% or even a 100% tax on a constitutional right it disfavors, whether it be the right to keep and bear arms, the right to free exercise of religion, or any other right." I want to give a huge thank you to SAF, FPC, CRPA, and even the NRA, and the two individuals who are taking up the fight. Now, I'll also say this. It is good to see NRA finally be a named plaintiff in a two-way case after such a long absence. Maybe with the new leadership, they're starting to come back to the right trail and actually fight for our rights a little more than they defend themselves in court. Let me know what you guys and gals think below. California, hopefully help is on its way. And for those who live in other unconstitutional states that are literally salivating to adopt this same tax, New York, Massachusetts, I don't have to keep going. You know the states. Keep an eye on this. I'll keep you in the loop. Subscribe to the channel if you want to stay in the know. And I hope you all had a phenomenal Independence Day. See you on the next one, y'all. Take care.